All right, hello ABL and fans of the ABL. I am Alan of the Rockies, and I am here to break down again for the second time now, week one, scoring week one of the ABL, and boy, not a good week. Not a good week for the Rockies. I am thankful that I only had a two-match week because that saved me saved me some losses. Man, my Rockies had a I had a pretty bad week all around, honestly, but specifically in ABL where I went 0-2. Why can I not share my screens? Fucking thing, man. Trying to figure out why I can't share my screens here. That is definitely not what I wanted to do. Let's say stop sharing. I want to share the ABL. There we go. A little rusty doing the breakdowns. It's been a while. So we had 8 undefeated teams. We also had 8 winless teams. The Cardinals had the big week this week, but we'll get to that when we get to it. The Cardinals, the A's, the White Sox, the Dodgers, the Twins, the Phillies, and the Brewers all go 3-0. The Brewers go 3-0. The Rangers go 2-0. So there's your 8 undefeated teams. The Rangers the only one that don't go 3-0. They go 2-0. And then handful of teams go 2-1. The Pirates, the Giants, the Pods, the Astros, and the Mariners all go 2-1. The Diamondbacks go 1-1-1. Yes, we had a tie. The Reds go 1-1. And then the O's, the Cubs, the Rays, the Braves, the Yanks, and the Clevelands all go 1-2. And then us schlubs in the bottom here, and there's one team in particular I really would not include in this, but your winless teams are the Kansas City Royals, the Tigers, the Nats, the Jays, the Red Sox, the Marlins, the Angels, the Rockies, and the New York Mets. So, it's week one. We tend, I think, as fantasy owners, we do tend to probably overreact a little bit. I've been doing a lot of whining already this week about how bad I've been running in week one. But nobody here is in a hole that they can't get out of. But man, nobody likes to start 0-3, 0-2, and the team that doesn't deserve, the Tigers do not deserve to be down here 0-3. I made a note blurb on the score sheet that the poor Tigers put up 400 plus and managed to go 0-3. For context, I went 0-2 and only scored about 275, I think, give or take. So putting up 400 plus is a pretty good week and a half. Very rough for the Tigers to start 0-3 when they put up 400 points in week one. So very rough for John. But it is what it is. You hope that you're able to lay those losses, those tough losses on other guys as it goes. I would have confidence in the Tigers being okay. But yeah, very very rough way to start, putting up those kind of points and not getting a win to show for it. And once again, man, why can I not? I don't understand. Ever since I started doing this stuff on Firefox, it gives me pains to share screens. There we go, finally. So let's take a look real quick. So I just kind of wanted to knock this out tonight. The Atlanta San Diego game ended, so the scores got locked in. Felt like doing week one the night of. I didn't think I would because my own teams were so shitty, but my own suffering takes a backseat to the rest of the league because I really like doing this with regards to the rest of the league. We had some serious small margin victories during the week. Cincinnati's going to show up on this list twice, but they did claim the thinnest victory over Tampa Bay at 1.166 points. And another very close under 2-point victory was Philly over Detroit. So not only did John put up 407 points and go 0-3, but one of the losses was a very thin loss to the Phillies at 1.834 points. And then Houston lays it on Cincinnati by 9. So Lenny shows up on the good side of the 1 spot, the bad side of the 3 spot. Number 4, Milwaukee over the Cubs, 10.5 points. And number 5, Minnesota over Kansas City, 15.17. So kind of an ouch for Brendan as well, in that he put up 400 plus. He put up 403.333 points, which is, I think very impressive considering that he, came in and took over a dead team toward the middle end of last year. But he ties Arizona and then ends up on the smallest margin of loss or victory, however you want to put it, list against a division rival. So a tough week for Kansas City, but I think if you're Brendan, you're encouraged to put up 400 plus in this scoring week, and encouraged going forward. You're not going to have a tie every week. You're not going to run into multiple guys that score 400 plus every week. This was a tough week for KC, tough week for Detroit, but man, does that that AL Central. The AL and NL Centrals both looking very, very tough, kind of like we thought they would to start the year, but looking every bit as tough as some of us thought they would. Your points per game for week 1, the Cardinals poured it on. I'm pretty sure they scored well over 500 on the week, but 4.51 points per game in 119 games. So had the great average, had the great games played as well. Not the top, but near the top. Texas at number 2, 4.23 points per game in 97 games. Toronto, a little bit of a decent drop from 1 to 2, and then a decent drop from 2 to 3, from 4.23 to 4.02 in 92 games for Toronto. Then the White Sox at number 4, 3.99 points per game in 113 games. And then Pittsburgh at number 5, 3.95 in 123 games, which I think was the top in games played. Maybe not, but near the top. You're hitting week 1, Pittsburgh, number 1 hitting team, 300 hitting points. St. Louis, number 2, 277. Milwaukee, number 3, stop me when you see the trend, 263 points. All 3 of the top hitting teams come from the same division. And then Oakland and Texas, so the next 2 in the top 5, also come from the same division. Oakland at 254 hitting points, Texas 244 hitting points. The changes that Sam came in and made for Texas, proving fruitful in week 1 already, showing up on some lists that you would like to show up on week after week. Pitching in week 1, the White Sox continuing from last year to be a strong pitching team, 264.83 pitching points. Number 2, St. Louis. So St. Louis, second in hitting, second in pitching, got it done on both sides, 260 points. San Francisco, number 3 in pitching, 249.83 points. Oakland, there they are again, 4th in hitting, 4th in pitching, 226.68 points. And Houston rounding out the top 5, 218.83 points. I think most of the little blurbs here I kind of got to already. The AL East, they're all losers. They all finished 1 and 2 or winless. Let's take a look quickly. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I put losers in quote. Yeah, Baltimore, Tampa, New York, all 1 and 2, and then Toronto and Boston 0 and 2, 0 and 3, respectively. The AL East is all losers. Cleveland on the board already with the W. So Cleveland, Mark, I mean, there's really nowhere to go but up from year 1, but he's already got the early win on the board. I am actually playing one of my matchups against him in week 2. Cleveland not, I would have been fine to run into Cleveland week 2 of last year. I'm not necessarily happy to run into anybody this year. I just lost uh, Ryu and Sonny Gray. So, yeah, you're welcome for the wins, whoever else plays me this week. I think I play the Pods again. I played them week 1. I'm also playing them week 2. Um, and I play it doesn't matter who I play. They're gonna beat up on me. The Twins, yeah, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I'm gonna start the season 0-5. I'm pretty sure. I was full of optimism and hope, and renewed growth and all that stuff. But man, I don't know what to. Am I gonna dump before the Marlins? Am I gonna tear it down before the Marlins? Tough to dig yourself. It's not so much tough to dig yourself out of like an 0-5 whole off the first week, but it's psychologically it's difficult when you were thinking that you were going to have a better season, and then to really get stomped in week 1. Nobody did. I scored 275 points, and then almost certainly really going to get stomped in week 2 as well. Um, I'm already in a very uncomfortable position that I did not want to be in. But them's the breaks, man. I'm not the only one, I'm sure I'm not the only one. The 8 of us didn't pull any wins out in week 1, so I know no, I'm not the only one disappointed in my week 1. So, uh, yeah, this was a pretty quick and easy little week 1 breakdown. Like, I think it was maybe Zach that said on the Discord tonight that we have some good storylines forming already. I think. Oh, okay. So what I didn't mention was impressive opening weeks from a lot of these guys that were either having a rough time last year, but especially the guys that came in and took over the dead team. So Kansas City, San Francisco, Baltimore, all go for 400 plus. Arizona goes for 400 plus, a team that struggled with a lot of injury and such last year. These guys all open up week 1. I know Baltimore scored 399, but I think you can actually throw Milwaukee in there as well. They were 398 and a half, or something similar. So all those guys go off for 400 plus from the teams that they came over and came in and took over as dead teams last year, and they all would have beat the piss out of me. And I'm trying my hardest here. Damn it, I was trying to have a good off season. These guys all goes to what I've said many times before. The ABL is it's a sharp league, man. I thought I was a good fantasy player until I joined the ABL, and boy, get knocked around, but it's still Jesus. It's so much fun. Week 1 has been not what I wanted it to be for my results, but it feels great to get back into the swing of things. Like I mentioned earlier tonight on the Discord, every single owner in the ABL checked into tracks today, and it's a holiday. A lot of us were well out of our matchups, but every single guy in the ABL, all 30 of us, all checked into tracks today on the 17th on a holiday on Easter. Some of us getting crushed. We still checked in. So, man, that I just I couldn't be happier about that, to see everybody at full participation. Yes, it's week 1, whatever, but we went through all of year 1, went through the whole off season, back into the groove. Everybody's back in the groove, and it's year 2 of the ABL. Man, why do I look so terrible? Like I look like I'm sweating or something. It's a beautiful 63 degrees. I got my windows open, but man, I need to get a desk lamp or something. I look awful. That was scoring week 1 for the ABL. Thanks for watching. We'll do it again soon. And nowhere to go but up, or uphill. Uphill is not necessarily good. I'm trying to pull a sled uphill. I need to make some moves or something. But that's week 1. Congrats to all the teams that had a great week. And to the rest of us, we'll get back at them. We'll get back at them. That's all we can do. All right, guys.